Hey there, here's Tiger back again, ready to build a computer. Okay, first, Antec Lanboy Air case. This is like 10 years old. You can find it, still, if you can find it, they're a lot more than the 200 bucks that it was originally sold for. I suppose you could get one used for around that much, maybe 300. I've seen some on the internet for as much as $500. So the main thing about this is the case is all mesh all the way around. So the idea is to just get air flowing from all directions into it. Okay? And I'm going to be using a Z390 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi from Gigabyte. 32 gigabytes of memory from Crucial, a Corsair power supply, 650 watts, modular, PNY, accelerate internal memory. Instead of a hard drive, we'll be using a stick of memory. And for cooling, I'm going to use a SCYTHE Mugen 5 REV.B. And I also bought a Corsair mouse and a Rosewill keyboard. Let's see. For monitor, I have an extra monitor that I'll be using. It's a Samsung 22 inch, more or less, 22, 23 inch monitor slash TV. And that should be enough to put a computer together. Let's bring it down to the floor. Little handle there. Extra ponies. An extra wire. Put it underneath. Okay. Comes with tie wraps. One of the reasons it came with the handles is so that you can take it to LAN parties. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do? Okay, the motherboard goes in on this side, but we could take all the panels off if we want to. So one, we need to access to this one here. Just unscrew. Oh, grab that tray over there, so we can put all the screws in. It's a magnetic tray. And maybe I should look at the instructions on how to take it off. Oh, this is all one piece, this whole side. Okay. Oh, no, that's a now, plastic with metal. Okay, this wither around the center. And we're going to take this now off. Oh, remember, these are longer than those other ones. They're longer than the other side. Comes with 2 fans already.
These ones are small.
On that side?
Yeah.
The ones I took out were long. Okay. So the motherboard goes up against here.
This motherboard.
This is the motherboard right here. Okay. Go ahead and take this off, or just take the box out. Corrosion inhibitor paper. Face opposite sides of metal.
Why did you get
Push it this way. No? You can take the whole box out too. There's also 2 fans up here on front, and another fan. There's for a total of 5. Yeah, we're gonna need the screws out of there. The motherboard's gonna go up against here.
this thing back?
No, leave it out because that's where the power supply goes in. I thought there were screws in there, but I guess not. I know what that's for anyway. We got to take it out because we got to put the power supply in there. So maybe the screws are in the motherboard. Okay.
Alright.
This is a special screw for the memory. And that box. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And yes, you do have to worry about static electricity, but if you're careful and hold on to the edges, as the guy on YouTube says, his name's Kerry Holtz, that you don't really have to worry about static electricity if you're holding on to the edges, also stuff that's already grounded. Okay, this comes with what is this called? Anyway, it comes with the plate already on there. A lot of times they give it to you separately. Okay. Pull out the screws out of that. Little small screws? Nope. There's something like this, but there's little. Nope, nope.
Tiny screw.
Okay. Nope.
Tiny screws.
No screws?
This.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
What do you need screws for?
Just screw in the motherboard.
Where do you need to screw it in?
Up against these posts. Do you say anything else in there? Oh, and those screws are already in. I don't know what those other little screws are for. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws.
In here?
All the same size. Nope. Oh, hold on. There's a little toolbox at the bottom of this. Let's see if I can figure out how to open it. Hold on. Oh, go ahead, what is it? Oh, that's for the fan. It's the fan control. Anyway, I think the screws are in there.
In here?
Yeah, see, it says toolbox. What does it say? Where do you open it? Oh, see all these screws here?
Yeah, you gotta unscrew it.
Toolbox. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right. I used the right screwdriver for it. It's right there.
Where?
The blue one. scared me. We have a little tray for these. So I've been watching, I was telling you on YouTube, I've been watching a computer technician called Kerry Holtzman, and he builds computers on a regular basis. He has a standard pattern that he does. So look at the instructions on front. There you go.
Yep.
All the screws. Okay. There, holy moly. Screws galore. That's interesting.
Takes years.
I don't know. Maybe we should look at the instructions. Yeah.
So you just got a little box there.
There's black screws, silver screws. There looks like there's even nails in here or something. There's screws that are wood screws. I don't know why you would need wood screws.
Wait, you don't even need a screw. They have a whole little compartment.
Yeah, that's what it's for. Okay, so I guess we're gonna look at the Antec instructions here. Because there's so many screws in there, I don't know what to think. Okay. It says to make sure you ground your computer. Oh. Okay. No, I don't know why they didn't ground it at the factory. What else? These are screws for the grill. Okay. If you want to attach more fans. Oh, that's what those long ones are for. That's what these are for. They're long screws with little bumpers on them. And I guess the rest, you just guess at what it is. What those screws are. Okay. Well, that depends, I guess, whatever you want to use. I guess I'll use the black ones so that they don't stand out on the case. Okay. So. Should use the other. Give me that little plastic tray there so I can put them in there. Okay, and there's some fan screws in here. But I think these little black ones are. Here, try screwing this little black one in those posts there.
Which one? Big one?
What? Screws in nicely? Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Look at these screws, so many. You want to make sure you're. See, you got 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We got 9 of them. Alright. Oh, before we do that, we need to put in the CPU and
CPU.
it's over there. The little blue box over there. So
This one?
yep. Let's go ahead and make this down. Put this down for now.
CPU. What?
Okay. Go ahead and close that box.
This?
No, that box. Put it in the middle here. Then I'm gonna put this on top. I don't think we need any more of it. Okay. So, no, not that blue box. Those are screws.
Oh, the cord box.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to mention that This is what we're using for computer. It's a Core i9 unblock, 9900 KF. And I haven't even opened it. Okay.
What?
Did you notice if there was any? Oh, don't need. Okay. This is the expensive part here. Oh, let's see what we did. Use cardboard tab to hold it all in together. Okay. And there's a little triangle in one corner, and you're supposed to match it up with a triangle on the board.
Triangle?
There, grab the light. Flashlight up there. Yeah. After those first 14 minutes, the camera ran out of battery. So we put it together thinking that we were recording everything, or at least to this point, just the motherboard. So what we did in this case was we put in a solid state memory, which is this little, it's under, this is actually a heat sink here, which we unscrewed. Then all you do is slip in a memory that's about this size, it looks about this size, and put that in. We had to put in a little post in there, and then find the screw. That was one of the things that took us a little bit of time, was trying to find the right screws and components to get that set up. You could almost see it right in there. There's a little circuit board in there. Then second, we put in the memory here. It's from PNY. I've had some good luck with their stuff, so I went with it. I was thinking about Samsung or ADATA or Crucial, which those I have more confidence in, but I also have confidence in PNY. So we went with the Ballistic brand, and we had some. Well, I wasn't sure about what slots to put it in, so there was a bit of looking through the instructions to see where they go, and we put it in slot A2 and B2. There's also B1 and A1. You would think you would put it in A1 and A2 or B1 and B2, but that's not the case. But that's one of the things that you have to pay attention to. It's not always exactly what you think it's going to be. The only thing is, I knew that you have to skip a slot. Depending, we could have put it in the other two slots, but I decided to go with that, which was the first on the listing. Okay, and then we put in, well, the first thing we did, we put in the CPU. Okay, before we did anything, before we put the memory, that was the very first thing we did. It was very easy. You just have to line up a little triangle in there. And usually that triangle will line you up with the writing on the top of the CPU. It lines up with the writing of the board. So if you notice, the writing on the board, it reads from left to right this way. Okay, so when you put the CPU in, the writing is going to be in the same direction. So the only difficulties, let's see. The back plate we put in first. There's material in that box from side to for either an AMD or an Intel CPU. So that was something else that took a little bit of time, which was looking through the instructions to make sure I was using the right parts. There's a lot of, well, there's not a lot, but it seems like a lot when you're doing it for the first time. So there's extra parts. This is for AMD, and the other screws are also for AMD in there. Comes with thermal paste, which we used a little bit on the CPU, between the CPU, the top of the CPU and the bottom of the heat sink. So, and you just put a little dab of it on in the middle and just evenly screw it down. Gabriel did one side, I did the other. That part was really easy. Actually getting these little plates, you can see the little silver plates in there that we had to install. Those were a little finicky, or at least Gabriel had a little bit of trouble. I had to help him hold the plate in while he screwed it in. The other thing that took us time was the fan. You would think this would be real simple. It just clips on with these wire clips. And first we put it on, we clipped it from the bottom and tried to do it that way, but then we realized it was too long, and we went back and forth looking at the instructions. That's the only thing you missed, us looking through a lot of instructions, or at least me looking through instructions. And finally realized we had them on the bottom, that needed to go on top, and that it clips on where there's this slot in the fins, and that's what holds it in. And actually, I'm surprised how well it holds it in. I've seen Kerry Holtzman on YouTube put one of these in, and I don't know, it seemed kind of flimsy to me, but now that I've done it, it actually holds really well. Holds the fan in really well, so I'm not too worried about it coming loose. And that's where we're at. That is where we are at in this build. What comes next is putting it in the case, put the video card in, put the power supply in the case, and then wiring everything, wiring up the motherboard. And that's pretty much it. And then hooking up, installing Windows 10, or starting it up, see if it works, installing Windows 10, and hooking up a monitor to it. So we've got probably another hour left to go. What are we doing? We're putting it in the case, that's right. And then we put in the video card, and then, okay, so let's move this out of the way. The case is actually fairly light. This is the back of the case. So we're going to be putting it in on this side. Let's go ahead and take this off. Alright. So. Oh, you need screws. Oh, we put them in there, didn't we?
For what?
There's small screws in there. All black ones?
Yeah.
Into this way. You should do this part.
What?
Okay. We're missing a couple posts. Hold on. We're missing the posts on this end.
Post.
The studs, all. So there's 3 more in here. You know, they just do it by hand.
Where? Easy.
Straight across from them. Should be a whole straight across.
Better light here. So that's
No. I'll make sure it's still recording. Okay. All right. So that's where we're gonna.
there you go.
That's where we're gonna connect all those posts and those
Yeah.
screws. You're gonna do that.
In there.
That wire there. Can you take apart that wire?
Which wire? Screw right there.
No. Well, we're gonna need to plug it in at some point.
So, take it apart.
Not take it apart, just take the wrap off, the wire wrap. So it hangs down. So we can pull it out of the way. So we can pull this wire up to the top here, to get out of the way. Because it's kind of getting in the way. Okay. So we'll do this one first, the one up here in the middle, the top ones.
Okay.
Yep. Just grab another one.
I see it.
It's not enough. You just gotta get it in straight. It's not totally gonna hold it in.
It helps if you get enough of it. So that one doesn't even stay.
Let's try using this one.
That one was better though.
Oh, because it's longer. That's what you're saying. So just start it with that one.
It's not even straight.
Okay. What do you need?
Move slightly to the left.
Okay. We'll pull it out. Pull it out.
Okay. I'm gonna grab that out there.
Slightly to the left.
So keep.
Okay. Should be able to do it now. You just gotta push on it a little bit. Got it? Okay, as long as you start it. Okay.
Oh, what?
Use the other screwdriver, it's longer. Oh. Yeah, it didn't go all the way in. Nope, no, no, no. Make sure you're on top of the, you're on the top of the board there. You should be able to feel when you get the threads in. No,
What the heck?
not going in. Okay, maybe they're the wrong screws. Okay,
Wait.
hold on. Let's see if they're the right screws. Yeah, they go in. Okay. Well, it might be easier putting that face down.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do it standing up like that. That way I can help you.
Where's Tasha go?
Hey. You can kind of see what the problem is. Okay, well this lines up now fairly easily. Go ahead and give me a couple screws. You want to do the hard ones or the easy ones?
Doesn't matter.
No. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Where'd you drop it?
Don't even know.
Okay, and I'll pull it out then. Hold on. Wait. Okay, I'll do the hard ones, you do the easy ones. How's that? There. Be ready to look for it when it falls.
It's smoky.
Okay. Okay, it's all lined up now. Here, give me the long one, you get the short one. You got a screw?
I think I can just start it with my hand.
Oh, grab the light and put it up here so we can see in there. Now flip it on this side. The other way. We want the thing in front of us. Turn it, turn it. There you go. There you go. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. You dropped it too?
yep. Went underneath the board. Hold on.
Move it.
There it is.
Oh, where is it?
Right there. Yeah, I got a little, got something to grab it with. Tweezers.
So keep it rolling.
Oh. Oh, no. screwdriver is a little too big for this. What do I do with my other screwdrivers? So just wait until you're done. So there's 9 screws in there that we have to put in. For some reason, putting it in this way flat is easier because it just lines up real easily. Make sure you don't screw it in at an angle. Make sure the screw's more or less straight up and down. Doesn't want to catch the threads. There we go again.
Well,
Did you tighten all the screws?
yeah.
You weren't supposed to tighten them, because how are we gonna make sure it's all lined up? It's a lot of screws to line up. Now that's why this one won't go in. Or did you get it going? It's not lined up, so you gotta loosen all the other screws. So we can push on the board to make it line up. It's just a little bit out of alignment. Just like a little, just one little turn. That's it.
Yep. There we go.
That'll do it. Help it kind of move. Is it going in? Or do I need to push on it? Let me get on your other side and push on it.
Yeah, it's getting in.
It's going in? Okay.
I just couldn't see the word.
Yes, you don't want to drop a magnetic screwdriver on top of your circuit board.
No.
Yeah. So these are going to be the hard ones. This one here being the toughest one in the corner. Once you start the threads, we can use the longer one. So you don't have to use your fingertips so much. Now we can tighten all the rest of them. You don't want to over tighten it. You just want to snug
This one.
because otherwise you'll ruin the threads. You just don't want it to vibrate loose. That's it.
This one's loose.
Okay. I already did the other ones. Okay, so we're gonna put the video card in this slot right here.
Where's the video card?
It's back there. So we need to go ahead and attach the light. Give me the light. Okay. So you need to unscrew the one that lines up with this one right here. The plate on there. And unscrew it.
Oops. What do you want me to do?
You weren't paying attention. I was pointing at it right here. See, it lines up to the plate here.
This thing? You want me to unscrew that?
That plate has to come out, yeah. That's where the video card's going to go in. The reason I'm putting a video card in is because this particular model of CPU, that
Oh, you want me to keep the whole thing out?
pull it out. This, oh, and you need to do the one below it too.
The second one?
Yeah, because this one takes up 2 spaces. This Core i9 is model KF, which means it doesn't have built-in graphics. Yeah. So we're going to make sure you gotta get the 2 prongs in on this side first, and then you should be able to line up right there, and then just squeeze it in, pop it in like that.
And then what? That's it?
And then you put the 2 screws back on right there.
Oh. First screw doesn't fit.
What's wrong?
You gotta hold it like that.
That's it.
Hold it like.
Oh, okay, push it in like that.
Yeah, 'cause the first one didn't go in. Alright, it's chilling.
Here, do it from this side so they can see what you're doing. Alright. Now, let's see what do we do. Oh, got a wire. There is a wire that we have to attach.
I think it's beneath this plate. This thing?
No, there's a grounding wire that we have to attach.
Let's see.
Where's it? See? It should be on this side. it needs to ground on the other side or down below.
What?
Exactly what?
Is this?
Okay, well, now that's for the fans. That's where is that from?
Oh, this.
Nope, those are for putting in a drive. Let's see.
This wire's up here.
Okay, it must be in there. One of those. Oh yeah, there it is. It is one of those. It's this one right here. And where do they want it grounded to? I'm not seeing this little tab that they're showing. Once it's on the back side.
What does it want to know?
There's supposed to be that thing right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and loosen all these here. Make it easy on ourselves. This panel opens up.
Oh,
Oh, I see. Can you see that little tab anywhere? I don't see that tab anywhere. Okay. All these wires are going to plug into the motherboard at some point, so but that one wire is separate. This one here. And I can't see where it says put it in that hole. Where it goes along the bar somewhere.
it's like, you said on this side, isn't it? Oh, I see it.
And on the tab?
On the side. It's right here. It's right here.
No, that's where we screw in. See, that doesn't look like this tab here. It says, come across
Oh.
this. Here it's on the back side.
Let me see.
It says, come across and then down or something. Oh, here's
That's
the.
what I was looking at. Oh. It says come across. Yeah, once you put it in between this.
And it goes, says, come across the top.
Right here. Yeah, once you do this.
And I don't know, there's obviously a little foot. It's near one of the feet. It's near one of the feet up there.
Now I'm so confused.
See, there's the little foot right there.
But that thing doesn't even look like that. That doesn't even have a hole or nothing.
Oh, it's on the power supply. Look.
Yeah, this is a power.
No, it goes on the power supply. No, you got the wrong. That's not the one we're looking at. This is the one.
Oh.
Did I grab the wrong one for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, you pulled out the wrong one. I had the right one. But anyway, it's going to go onto here. See that? There's a little thing right there for it. So we do that after, but we got to keep that one kind of separate. Well, it's not, because everything's going to come from the power supply anyway. Okay, so I guess I don't have to worry about it till later. Okay, so let's just keep it. I thought I had to do it ahead of time, but no, it connects to the frame on the power supply. So now the power supply time, which I've bought Corsair power supplies, one before that was modular, and I loved it. And so I went ahead and bought another one. There's actually two 650s, RM 650s. This one says X because it has an extra. Here, go ahead and take it to that side. It has an extra power output, which is, I believe, 8 volts. So, and it was only $5 more, so I figured, well, let's go ahead and do that. Wait. Oh, okay. Got it. Wow, that's a thick book. Important information. Don't get shocked. Okay.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. But let's go ahead and attach it to the frame. We don't need the wires just yet. Those are all the cables. It's modular. You only put the cables that you need.
Comes with so much cables.
Well, some people like attaching a lot of stuff to their setups.
Some nerds.
There should be an open side on that bag. You have to rip it.
I made it no open side.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to be the piece that's going to be facing outward. Normally you put the fan facing down. Oh, maybe not.
That'll work. Fan's still facing down.
Yeah, it is. Except.
Oh wait, no, but it switches up. This is down. This is down.
Oh, this is. Okay.
So it's
Okay. I was gonna say the holes didn't line up. Okay. Actually, holes still don't line up, really. But that's all right. We only need 3 of them to line up. Generally, only 3 line up. So. Okay. Let's pull it this way. Oh, oh, you gotta screw this on first before you. You remember which ones they were? No, up here.
Oh.
There should be separate screws for in the bag there. No.
No, but I put the screw for that.
For the power supply in there?
The screw that goes right there.
Oh, we don't need that one. Just well.
There's more screws in here?
No. Yeah. There should be screws for the power supply. Or at the very least, let's see, what's that little tray? There should be some in there. Pretty sure these will work. Yeah, these. Oh.
They fit?
Yeah, it's going in. Oh, did I put it in the right one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll screw this one down here.
Yeah, you might as well. Let me see the cable bag. Maybe there were screws in there. 'Cause they seem a little long. Nope. In there. And the nice thing about the Corsair models is that, well, this particular models, is that they give you a bag if you don't use all the cables. So they don't get lost all over the place. Alright, put it on 0. Okay, they're all in. Okay, this one, now we can put the wire, the grounding wire on that one. Which they say pass it through this side, right? And go all along the edge.
What? Go along the edge.
Actually, pass it. Because we're supposed to go through the inside. And then I'm going to put a screw in there and put that through it. Here. So, maybe I can start it.
It'll be cheer with.
Maybe I can't start it. Here. Is it in the hole?
Oh shoot.
Is it in the right? Oh, it's not in the right hole. It's up here, isn't it? Or is that?
Can you move? Move it here.
Oh, it was in the wrong hole. It's the bottom one. I had it in the top one. I think. Right there. No problem? Or is it too tight? I've never seen a grounding wire on for a chassis, but this one apparently needs it.
Oh, is this bad?
Well, it is. No, it just looks bad. It just doesn't look neat. We can put straps around it. We're gonna put some more
Yeah, but
wires all over the place. So. Okay.
Gross.
All right. So now, that's a good question. Do we plug in all this first? Ooh, that was good. Maybe I shouldn't have put that. Stuff in. Okay. Well, I think we're still okay. We just gotta be able to reach all the where these things plug in. Let's see. Reset. Power switch. Reset switch. Hard drive LED. We don't have a hard drive, but we can still plug it in. And USB 3.0. Okay. Alright, so let's go with the cables here. PCIe. Oh, they're labeled. Some of them aren't. CPU. Definitely need that one. We definitely need the one that goes to the motherboard. Okay, so this is a CPU cable, one of the harder ones to put in, because they're up on the top. Okay. Let's get the bigger one in first. Smaller one. Oh, okay. That one says CPU and 4x4 PCI. Okay. Well, this one goes over here. That's the wrong one there. Can't I get it in? Maybe I should put it in before. We should have put all the cables in before we started on. Be easier outside.
What?
Put the cables on before we put it in there. Put all the cables that we actually need.
Oh, which ones do we need?
Well, this one and that one. And that's probably about it.
Let me see. Where do you put this one in? Where do you put it in?
On the back side where it says CPU.
CPU, I can't even see where it says.
Well, let's pull it out. Let's pull out. It'll be easier if we do it on the outside. Come on.
Just put it in, man.
I can't get it in.
I'll put it in. I'm not trying to unscrew all that.
I will. Let me unscrew it. You don't have to unscrew it.
Let me put in the CPU then.
Well, then try it. It's not easy.
Is this the CPU?
That's the one I had in my hand. I can tell you, it's not easy.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to.
It's labeled. It says CPU.
Yeah.
In the bottom. That's why I'm telling you. It'll be easier.
I already put it in.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's in.
Okay.
Oh, it just came out. What?
Yes, exactly. It didn't go in. I don't know what's going on, but it's not going in. Well, hold it. We don't need to take it off the frame. We only need to take one off.
What if I just try the other side?
I have to take out all these screws.
Yeah, you're supposed to put it the other way. That's why.
Hey, be nice.
Look. It's in.
Okay, so now put that big one in.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
What? put this.
Let's see. Okay, this goes on the motherboard, and this goes in here, on the top one.
Oh,
Or it says ATX.
This one.
Make sure it's obvious, should be obvious where the tab goes. Right? There's a little slot for the tab. Is the slot on top or on bottom? Should be obvious. No?
Not all of those can fit in there.
The top, okay, the tab's on top.
Yeah, I don't know how all of those are going to fit in that. That's too much. That's a big straight line. What? That doesn't make sense.
Oh, then it's, okay, these go in. The one goes in the first one, this one goes in the other one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was wondering.
Here, let's get these out of the way here. I was struggling with that too. It has to snap in. Oh,
Alright, third. Where's this one go?
okay, that one goes right in there. It goes into the motherboard. It's in.
Yeah. Where's this one go?
CPU goes in that one up there.
What? This one?
Yeah, the one on the right. Make sure you have the cable go around this way. It's probably one of the hardest ones to put in. Because there's hardly any room for your hands. Here, just grab the flashlight over there.
Yeah, but Drayden's calling me.
No. Tell him you're busy for the next hour.
Hold on.
Or just put your phone on mute.
Here, hold on.
Just give me the flashlight.
Yeah, that one works better. In the wrong one.
Yeah, the other one only has 3, right?
There, got it in finally.
Alright, Let's see what's left. Peripherals, SATA, cables. These. Okay. Oh, that's if you have a actual peripheral that needs it. Okay. PCIe. Okay. That was labeled here. These are SATA cables. Those. More SATA cables. Don't need that. Might need this. This is a peripheral cable. Some of these fans are the old style that need to be plugged in. Like for instance, this fan here has the old style connector, so you need to make it into a new style. Anyway, it goes in there. You get put it in there.
Put it in there?
Yep.
Hey,
Okay, there's a PCIe.
where does it go now?
There's a connector. Should say fan. Here, there's some here. Say fan.
Look.
There should be one over here on that side that says fan. Right there, close by.
Yeah. The thing is, it's so hard to get.
Got two PCIe cables. Apparently I need both of them. Kind of goofy though. Because this video card has two power connectors and there are only 3. And so you can see that these are 3 plus 2 more, or 6 plus 2 more, and these are 6 at 6. So both of them say PCIe cables, but I have to plug them into a 4 on the back side. But there's only one PCIe connector. So I don't know what that means, really. Here, hold on to that. See if I can get in there. Since you're so good at doing it, maybe I can do it. Yep. Oh, that one went in easy. Okay. So this is it's such a long cable, just go right here. I don't know. Maybe I could do it double like this. What do you think?
Where do these things go?
They don't go anywhere. They're extras just in case you had a 4, 8 and 8.
Let me just put them in there.
Which way did they go?
Wait, what?
Oh, they're okay. One side's rounded, and the other side is not. Okay, so they go this way. Right.
Yeah.
The top part's rounded. Okay, it's kind of a goofy setup, but I guess that's what it is. Oh, what happened to this one?
Yeah, I don't even know where to put it.
What?
The thing's too far in there. I'm not putting it in there.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, we do have. Where's my tweezers?
I don't even know how to put it in there.
It has little guides. Look, there's a little guide on here, and then there's a back tab for it. So it would go like this.
What else you gotta add? Nothing.
That thing gets in the way. I have to go this way. There you go. The thing about fans is that you're not likely to screw up the electronics. The only thing you're likely to do is it'll spin backwards. Or it won't spin at all. Okay, so we want to do some cable management here, is what they call it, where everything looks nice and neat with those tie wraps. So definitely we want one right here. Let's see, do we need any more cables? It's a good question. Well, these other fans, what do they need? Well, they have the old style, and I have to get. These are all old style things. Well, the old style connectors. And I have to get new connectors for those. This case is 10 years old, so it has a lot of old connectors. In fact, I'm gonna have to get a card to do the USB 3. Because I think with this one, they thought you would just go around through the outside and hook your USB on the outside of the case. Well, how about you didn't tighten it up?
Yeah, it did.
Well,
Tighter.
so that they don't move around. Okay. And you want to tie these up too. Tie them up to a post or something so they don't move around. So it looks all right. This is their USB cable, which I guess in the old days they expected you to come out through the top and then plug it into the back so you could have USB 3 on over there in front. Which I'll probably do temporarily until I get a USB card where I can plug it down in the inside. This motherboard actually has USB Type C, the one that you can flip either way. So, at some point, you have to do something there. Okay. Here and mic. All right. This down here. See. Here and mic. It's called audio. HD audio. AC. Okay. AC 97 is the audio. Okay. So, and that's labeled down here, audio. You see?
Yeah.
Question is, okay, there's one blank one, so it only goes in one way. And HD audio, oh, that's it has both on. I guess we want HD audio. Not just regular audio. Part of the same cable. Alright. Hard disk. LED. Wow. Those. That writing's small. Okay. Can you read the writing?
Where?
At the bottom, underneath there, there's little bitty small writing.
What does it need to say?
Oh, one says reset switch, hard drive LED,
I need to sit that says RES.
power LED, plus and minus.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's this one, power LED, plus or minus.
What? How are you do what? You gotta put it in there?
Yeah.
What? I don't even know. Go for it.
You got the plus and minus, right?
Oh, there's a plus and minus?
Yeah.
Where?
It's on the thing.
Where is there a plus and minus? Oh God, I don't know.
Don't be a whine.
What do you mean?
Alright. So you got that right?
What is this one?
Hard drive.
It's under
LED.
Does this one even have a plus or minus?
No. It only goes in one way, I think. Well, I think it doesn't matter.
There's two.
Okay. Power switch.
Power switch.
As opposed to the reset switch. This is the reset switch.
Reset.
That's power.
I know.
Okay. Reset.
How is it not going in, bro?
So you gotta get down lower. Get on your knees. You can see what you're doing. Okay, what else is left? This is a USB.
Where's this go?
I don't know. You gotta figure that out.
What?
Here, USB 1. Oh no, is that, yeah. USB 1. Is there only, how many ways does it, oh, okay. There's only one way it goes in? No, there's only one way it goes in. See, look, see there's a little blank spot.
Yeah, that's why I had
Oh,
it
okay.
right.
Oh,
It wouldn't have gone in.
okay. It didn't go in all the way. Okay, we done? And like I said, this USB, well, I can actually put it through the top here and plug it into the back. It's a goofy way to do it. About 10 years ago, that seemed like a good idea at the time for these people. And actually, normally what they would have done, they would have put another card in and you would plug it into the card and then that gives you a USB 3 to the front. But this will work. USB 3.0. All right. Is that all the wires? What a mess.
That's it.
I think so.
Alright, I'm going to the restroom.
All right.
Take
What? Take a break?
a shower. What?
So my son decided he needed a shower, so I'm going to finish this off more or less by myself and get it going. One of the things that I found, I asked him about were there any screws that came with power supply. Yes, there was. And there's also these small zip ties that came with it, along with a Go Faster Corsair badge or sticker. So, and it actually says for PSU, the screws. So the difference is that these are actually have a kind of a bolt head with a Phillips screw top, and they're much wider. And they also have a little bit of gripping surface for the screw too. So that it doesn't come loose. It has a little bit of a grab on that flat surface that meets up against the case. It's only 4 screws, so might as well put the right ones in. The other screws are the ones that came with the case. The other ones were a little bit smaller, but not by much. Or these are a little bit smaller, but not by much. Oops. I have this grounding wire down here that I have to pay attention to. Oh yeah. I loosened this up here because there's some protective plastic up there. Grip it with these tweezers, so annoying. just a little piece of plastic that's just plugging in that one. It's that protective plastic that they put on. Just a little piece of protective plastic. And these brackets, they're in addition to, they cover up these metal brackets that hold the whole frame together. Just gives it a cleaner look. So, and they add to the strength of the whole case. All right, so we've got power supply, cord. I'll bring my monitor over here and we'll spark it up. All right. All right. One of my favorite YouTubers likes to drink his Pepsi, his Coca-Cola. Well, I'm going to drink my Pepsi. I actually prefer RC Cola, but it's kind of hard to get. Wow. Work up a sweat doing all this. My monitor is a little dusty, but that's okay. I'm using, most newer monitors use HDMI, but I still using the DVI cable. It works, so that's the important part. I'll plug that in. I usually like to plug it into the first one closest to the motherboard. I consider that the number one. So, and I've got a Corsair mouse. It's wireless. My son has a wireless one, and actually I've gotten used to it. So here's his Logitech. One of the things about Logitech is it seems like some of their stuff, I have other Logitech stuff, and they work really great, but they seem to lose support all regularly. As soon as a new OS comes out. Oh look, I thought this was wireless. It says wireless. Okay. It says RGB wireless, and this is not wireless. That's interesting. I think I got ripped off there. Okay, well, let's put it back in the box. And, well, the instructions say wireless on it. Everything says wireless except for the actual mouse. Oh well. I'll just go ahead and use my son's Logitech mouse. Alright. Go ahead and plug it in here. Let's see. This is a wired keyboard. I'm not a big fan of wireless keyboards, not yet. Mostly because I play games, so the wireless keyboards, I think tend to have a little bit of lag, so I'm not very keen on them. All right. Okay, it doesn't say it's USB 3 or anything, I don't think. Let's check. I don't remember it saying USB 3. Nope, USB 2. So I might as well put it in a USB 2 port. It's not gonna, well, it doesn't really matter. If it's a USB 3 port, it'll just downgrade itself to, or it'll just run, it's compatible with USB 2. All right. Oh, I gotta plug in the power supply. That might work, huh? I'm gonna have to unplug this light though. So, light, there'll be a little less light now. All right. See what happens. Well, I guess I gotta push the power button, huh? That might help. This fan's spinning. Oh, I need to turn on the, oh, I forgot to plug that in. Huh? I forgot to plug in my monitor. That might help. You think? It's quite normal for it to turn off and turn on the first time. We should be seeing the thing being booted up. Get in the power cord here. All right. What's going on here? And there we go. Oh wow. Voila! We have a working computer. What do you think about that, Mr. Kerry Holtzman? Of course, I need some fixing, some cable management. Obviously, this USB 3 cable, I need to get a card, put it on the inside so that you don't have this thing sticking out. But until I do that, well, it'll have to do. It's recognizing that both sticks of memory, 16 gigabytes, at 2667 megahertz. The RAM's good for up to 32 megahertz. So that you have to tweak it in this menu system or within the BIOS to make it use a faster speed. Same thing if you want to overclock the i9. I don't intend to overclock the i9. I think it'll be powerful enough for what I'm going to be doing. And Anyways, let's see. Does it not work? Yeah, it works. So, and of course I need adapters for all the fans, unless I totally rewire the fans with new wires, which I could do. I mean, I got the time. I have the ability to do it. So that'll probably be, instead of using adapters, I'll just rewire the wires. It should be simple enough. If I put cable sleeves over the wires, you won't notice where I fixed them up. Okay, CPU is running at 27C. System temperature is 26 Celsius. CPU voltage is really low, 1.4248, but it's not doing anything, so other than running the BIOS. And the CPU frequency, 4700/01 megahertz. So, BIOS version F11. So, and it recognizes the CPU and everything else. And you can barely hear the fan move it. That's the CPU fan. And the power supply fan won't turn on until it actually starts drawing until the system starts actually drawing enough power to heat it up. Right now it's not taxing that power supply at all. I do have a Windows stick that I could install Windows on. Since this is running, sometimes people have problems just getting this to work. Oh, and it's also recognizing the solid state drive that I have in there, which is 2 terabytes. My current system has 2 terabytes. No, 1.5 terabytes. It's 1.5 terabytes. And but it's almost totally full, and half of it is our game loads. So, all right. What do you think? Should I install Windows 10 or try to? Let's see what the order is for loading. Let's see, load optimized defaults, QFlash. What I'll probably have to do to fix or make sure the BIOS is the latest is go to their website and make sure it is the latest and put it on a flash drive. They have a special, I believe they have a special USB for flashing the, maybe not, probably did. But usually they do. Okay, I'm not seeing it, but there's other ones that have a special USB port for flashing the drive. So, I was gonna look and see advanced mode. What's it? PCIe. Okay, so it sees the video card. Obviously, it wouldn't work if it didn't see the video card. And here's the M2, the 2 terabyte NVMe stick that's in there. No SATA. And it's amazing because, well, I bought this case 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people got larger and larger cases, so that they could put lots of hard drives and a DVD drive, other peripherals, and they ran out of space. They would run out of space, and this system, obviously, it was made to handle loads of drives, but now there's not really that much of a need because a lot of stuff is going to solid state. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all this extra space now. So if you've got a suggestion, make a comment to what I can do with all this extra space. I'm thinking still of putting in a Blu-ray DVD drive on there. They're cheap, they're around 30 bucks, maybe less. Just so that I can play stuff when I'm sitting at the computer, though why I would do that, not too sure. But sometimes, you know, you don't want to leave where you're at, or you want to play music in the background or something. I really don't like filling my drives with music if I have the CD. So as it is, I keep running out. Of space. So I do a lot of. Lately, I've gotten into 3D modeling. If you've noticed, you've seen my other videos on 3D printing. So those take a lot of space, and models themselves, I guess I could put them all on a flash drive and use that instead. But I don't want to have all these flash drives floating around. I already have enough of them. And it's hard to keep track of all of them. So, but I may have to do that just to avoid filling up that little stick. See, so this little stick down here, oh, where is it? Actually, it's underneath. It's in there. Just that little small stick. It replaces a hard drive. It's a little small one, a little small thing. So, okay. I was gonna check and see. What was I gonna check and see? Let's go to advanced mode and see what it says. Oh, I was gonna check and see how it boots. Here's the boots, right here. So, the boot order is what I was trying to say. Boot option priorities. I guess that's click on that doesn't. Fast boot, mouse speed, Windows features, administrative password. Let's see. LAN exe boot option wrong. Enabled. No, let's see a boot order here. Oh, here. Oh. Okay, fast boot. So fast boot enables or disables boot with initialization of a minimal set of devices required to launch active boot option. Has no effect for BBS boot options. That's interesting. So I don't know. Let's see. Controls the execution of UEFI and legacy storage pop ROM. Okay. Well, I don't see anything. Where it shows the order of how it decides what the date's right, but the time is wrong. It says 12:21. It's interesting. Okay. I'm going to turn it on. Let's see. Save and exit. Exit without saving. Okay. Easy mode. And I guess I can turn it off. Intel Rapid Storage Technology on off. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up in the instructions, I guess. Oh, I think I know. I think that's the Optane storage sticks that you can buy. They're like super fast, faster than the stick that I put in. But they're the same format, the same package. But they're like supposed to be really fast. That's probably what it's referring to, which I don't have. Okay. Go ahead and switch it off so I can plug in a USB stick. Alright, so this is a flash drive with Windows 10 on it. If you remember, I mentioned that one of my favorite YouTube computer techs is Kerry Holtzman. He, if you go to his video list, he will show you how to create one of these. You do not have to have Windows, have purchased Windows in order to get Windows on your computer. If you want, you can get it going without having to purchase it. It's just if you want to have a full-blown Windows, so that I don't recall exactly what but anyway, go see his video. He'll show you how to make this. And anyway, he'll explain it all. So let's try this and see what happens. There we go. Let me go grab my chair here. Since it's way down low. Language to install: English. Keyboard. Time and currency: English. US keyboard. Enter language. Okay, next. Windows. Install now. Okay. And it says activate Windows. It says to put in a product key. I bought Windows. If you recall, again, Kerry Holtzman, he alerted us to, or he alerted his audience to the fact that they were doing a sale on Windows for like $40, I think it was. So instead of paying the over $100 for Windows, I went ahead on that deal. And so anyway, I have a key to put in, but I just don't want to do it right now. Once I get it all completely set up and ready to go, then I'll activate it. But for now, there's an option here that says, I don't have a product key. You just click that. And it says, what do you want to put in? Ooh, that's a good question. I need to look up and see which version I bought. Did I buy Pro or did I buy the home one? Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go look so you don't have to, I'll be off screen. So, wait up. Alright, I checked to see and it's Windows Pro. So, there we go. There's also a Windows Pro N. I don't know what the N stands for. So I'm just going with the Windows Pro. So that was a pretty good deal. Okay, they want you to agree to their license terms. Next. Which type of installation do you want? Upgrade, install Windows, and keep files. Custom, install Windows only, advanced. See, the file settings and applications aren't moved to Windows with this option. If you want to make changes to partitions and drives for a computer using the installation disk, we recommend backing up your file before you continue. Let's see, on this one, the files and so I guess install Windows only. Okay. Okay. This is drive 0 is the stick. Actually, it says 2 terabytes, but here it says 1863 gigabytes. Wow. You really lose a lot, huh? When you do the math. The computer math. And then the other drive one is the USB stick that I have in there with the Windows install. So of course, we don't want to install it there, we want to install it on the solid state drive. Collecting information. I don't know what information. Oh, collecting information about the system, the motherboard and all that. And what kind of video card it has, and other stuff, memory, the RAM. And now it's installing Windows. So it's only right here, so it's going to take a while. I might speed up the video to when it gets to down here. So, I think it's going to be a little boring watching this going. My thoughts about what I've done here, and also using this 10-year-old case. Well, maybe not 10, I think it's 9. Because I remember there's reviews from 2011, but it may have came out the year before, and then they reviewed it the next year. But anyway, 10 years old. Obviously, I don't need all that hard drive space. So, yeah, I think I would have gotten a smaller case. Although I haven't seen really anyone do this style of case again, where this is all mesh here, mesh there. Their idea here is to have all the fans blowing in. It has 5 fans, okay? There's 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and 2 on the side. So their idea is to have a positive pressure heat dissipation. So all the fans are blowing in, forcing all the hot air out, because it's obviously pulling in cooler air from the outside in. And because it's mesh everywhere, it has a way for the air to get out easily. So the only one that kind of breaks the rule, I guess, is the power supply. It's sucking in air here and blowing it out the bottom. Okay, so it's not really having an effect on the rest of the case, but it's cooling itself, so that's all right. So you don't have to worry about the heat from there. The only thing that's kind of goofy is this fan is blowing out this way, and this one is going to be blowing in. So I don't know how that's going to ultimately, because usually you want air flowing, right? I may end up reversing this one. So I'll have one fan that actually is blowing out and the other four blowing in. So it at least has one, so that this is one continuous flow going out. And if it's faster from the other fans blowing in, even better, right? So the other thought is, after I bought the Mugen fan cooler and a CPU cooler, I was reading that it's the general opinion that air cooling is not good enough for keeping that the CPU, the i9, cool under high stress. So it does a good job as long as you don't overclock the CPU. But then again, a lot of those gamers think liquid cooling is the way to go. So, there we go. It went through. So it should boot up, shut down, boot up, shut up, down a few times while it's collecting information about the system. Starting service, getting devices ready. So that it should do that a few times. And one of the reasons is that this fan, the fan on this particular cooler, it has a lower speed than like the best one out there. So, but the reason it has a lower speed so that it doesn't make as much noise. And right now it's like super quiet. Super quiet. But then again, the computer's not being stressed with a program, an application of any sort, high-powered application. I do video editing, obviously. I'm on YouTube and I'm editing this video, so that takes a lot of power from the CPU, but mostly on the video graphics card also. But you need like a combination of both to really get a good system. Like I said, I am going to upgrade that video card in the future. It's just right now, the video card sales are crazy right now, and it's like a lot of people say don't buy right now is the worst time to buy a video card because everything's in flux. All right, let's start with the region. Is this right? United States. Let's say yes. Is this the right keyboard layout? US. Yes. Want to add a second keyboard layout? No. Skip. Let's connect you to a network. Oh, I forgot about that. This particular motherboard has built-in Wi-Fi. So I don't even need to connect a cable to it. But I'll I'll go with Kerry Holtzman's thing about don't go to the internet just yet, because they'll do all kinds of other stuff to your machine. We can say we don't have internet yet, even though I obviously do. I do have Wi-Fi. Okay, so it says there's more to discover when you connect to the internet. Of course there is. They want you to load all kinds of stuff. Full setup with advanced security, free access to Office. Of course they want to download Office, Outlook, and Skype into your machine. And unlock the best Windows 10 features. Sync photos to your Android phone, pick up where you left off, and more. So they want to load more stuff into your, so continue with limited setup. Who's going to be using this PC? Me. No, I'm not going to type me and me. Oh. I should type in my name, Fierce Tiger. Alright. Password. Yeah, well, I'll make a password later. Let's see, do more across devices with activity history. Actually, when I load it, when I connect to the internet, it will draw on my Microsoft account and pull my information into this computer. And it'll pull up the password for that too. So, okay, so do more, let's see, with activity history. If you want timeline and other Windows features to help continue where you were doing, even when you switch devices, send Microsoft your activity history. It includes information about websites you browse and how you use app services. Select Learn More to find out how. Find out how Microsoft products and services use this data. In other words, they want your data. I'll say no for now. They can have it later if I decide I need it. Okay, let Cortana provide personal experiences. I can always add Cortana at a later date. I don't need to add it now. I don't have a microphone hooked up to it. Later on I will. Let's see. Online speech recognition. Use your voice for dictation to talk to Cortana and other apps. Use Windows cloud-based speech recognition. So it's going to have your voice in the cloud, in Microsoft's cloud. Let's say no. Find my device. Turn on Find my device and use your device's location data to help you find your device if you lose it. I'll say no. Inking and typing. Send inking and typing data to improve language recognition and suggestion capabilities of apps and services running on Windows. No. Advertising ID. Apps can use advertising ID to provide more personalized advertising. Let's say no. The only thing Mr. Holtzman suggests, the only thing that you really should turn on is your location. So that way, if you're like on Google Maps, you want to know from your house to where you want to travel to, it'll automatically know where you're located. Things like that. Or if you want to find the closest shop to your house or to your computer, it will have a starting place. So let's see, diagnostic data. Let's see, you have a choice of full or basic. You don't have a total out on that. Tailored experiences. Again, they want more things about tips and ads and things like that. So the only thing I'm going to click is location. Hi. Hey, hi. Well, thank you. Thank you, computer. You're so polite. Oh, it's several minutes. Okay. I don't know if you hear a hum in the background. If you do, it's not this computer. It's my old computer. It's that the fans are like always on in full blast. It's a computer that I bought in 2008. So, and at the time it was probably a year or two old, I think. It might have been older. No, I don't think it would have been older because the cards that came with it were more or less within a year or two old. So anyway, that one, that's what you hear in the background. It seemed like I was having problems with overheating because it was turning off at strange times, and so finally I got the fans fixed. Well, not really fixed because you could hear it. It's loud. There we go. We have Windows on the machine. Clean install. It even has Microsoft Edge, which from what I hear, they're phasing Microsoft Edge out. But this install of Windows is from earlier this year, before they announced that they were cutting out Microsoft Edge, from April. So, well, there it is. My new computer. I call it the REV.B. For obvious reasons. There's just a lot of it's bright red in the frame. So, and that's why I went with the red ballistic VRAM or DRAM. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you online. Bye. Stay safe.